We'll tell you what to do. Monday Morning Cracks! Oh!
And cheers, Gunner!
Cheers, Runner!
Everybody out there, I hope your morning is going beautiful because this is the Run and Gunner Video Game Podcast and we are brought to you by...
Snickers!
And Lay's Potato Chips. Bet you can't eat just one.
Bet you can't just eat a ton.
Oreo Cookies. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
And also Twinkies by Hostess.
Hershey's Kiss featuring the new Kiss mistletoe. Don't forget to get your mistletoe and put it over your loved girl.
Get your mistletoe on, everybody. It is Monday.
Actually, they call it Kissletoe, but...
December 25.
December 25th. Oh, no, wait a minute. Not yet, Gunner.
Oh,
we're going a little ahead of ourselves, but it is
December
the month
24.
of the savior of the man that everybody loves and respects. So everybody, enjoy your beautiful Monday, December 9th. It is the beginning. Christmas is around the corner. Video games are here to stay because they are going on sale right now. And speaking of video games, Gunner, let's get into where we were continuing from last week's episode.
Let's get into this. So we're talking about PlayStation versus Super Nintendo. And by PlayStation, I mean PlayStation 1, PlayStation X, PlayStation 1994.
Yeah, the
versus
old
Super
original
Nintendo 1990.
SNES. All right.
SNES, yep. What is better? Lenny's out there. Tell us.
Give us your opinions.
What system is better to you?
So
Do
we're
you
going
like
back at it.
The PlayStation? Or do you like
Super Nintendo? And speaking of all these things, let's get back to those RPGs we were talking about last week because we were mentioning a couple of them, but we're going to get right back into this RPG excitement.
Into this. All right. So
Gunner, what do you got for us of RPGs?
So let's just give them a little scoop, a little rundown of what's going on. So
okay, yeah.
PlayStation.
Okay, give them the rewind.
1994.
Let's take you back.
Is known
all the way back
for their RPGs. They had very sophisticated RPGs.
Oh yeah.
And everybody knows it. They had cutscenes. It was the first system to have cutscenes.
Yes.
And longer dialogue, things like that. It had more memory. Not much more than that, really. Right?
Yeah, pretty much the
cutscenes.
same.
That was it. It had cutscenes.
The cutscenes
better music
is what it was about.
And better music.
And the music.
Well, not better music.
The music
higher
was good.
quality of music.
Yes.
As opposed to the
quality
Super
was
Nintendo,
a little better.
which was the Super Nintendo was also known for their RPGs.
And they had pretty good music too. But the difference was that the Super Nintendo actually ran a little better, a little faster with the physics, but it would have some glitches sometimes, and the PlayStation had even more glitches, so we can't really compare it in that way.
We'll talk about that more on volume 3.
Yeah, that comes later on. Yeah, we'll give you that to you next episode.
They both have their own glitches. We'll talk about that later. But today, we're going to be talking about the role-playing games.
RPGs.
That released on each system. What is better? What is better?
Well, I'll start off talking. I'm going to start mine off with Super Mario, the big one. Super Mario RPG.
All right.
You see, this came out after Super Mario World, and it's called The Legend of the Seven Stars. It was made in 1996, the role-play video game developed by Square and published by Nintendo for the SNES system.
That was before Square was Squaresoft and Square Enix.
That's right, and it is a 1996, so they're around a little before PlayStation's role games. It was before. It was probably one of the probably laying down the foundation for the big RPGs that we play right now.
But you got to understand that this Mario game, was created by Final Fantasy.
Correct.
This Mario RPG, and they got it for the Nintendo Switch now, the remaster version. Go ahead and get it. I was just going
to mention that.
It's not as good as the Super Nintendo version because they just take away and add too many graphics. But the original was made by the people who made Final Fantasy. Boom, mind blown, right? No, it really was. And I know you little ladies are going to try to say that it wasn't, but look it up.
So a lot of people try to compare that game with Chrono Trigger, which is another Super Nintendo big RPG that sold many, many units.
Chrono Trigger.
Came out around the same time, actually.
But
so
it also came out on PlayStation.
It came out in 1995, so 1 year before. And it also did come out on PlayStation. So what can you tell us
PlayStation added anime to it.
About the PlayStation version, Gunner, of Chrono Trigger?
It added anime.
Anime. Oh, see that? For you anime fans, that's a huge, huge difference. So you got to play different types of systems to test it out, see which one you like better and which one more fits your style of gaming, you know, because there's going to be gamers that like different styles of gaming. Some of you gamers out there really like that animation stuff and anime stuff, especially.
Hey, get this, Gunner. Get this, Runner.
What's up, Gunner?
So Mario RPG and Chrono Trigger were made by Square.
Oh, that's right. Squaresoft made both games.
And Final Fantasy.
Whoa.
See what I mean?
Mind blown.
See, and so we're talking about PlayStation 1 versus Super Nintendo, but at heart, they're kind of the same.
They are. So they both, man. So we're saying that Squaresoft made all kinds of money on several systems doing these huge games that ended up being Square Enix. Shout out to Square Enix.
Pretty much funded Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's right. That's right. And that one's brand new still. That's still one of the newer ones. It's available on several systems if you want to check that out. And it's one of the classics of all time.
Lenny's out there. What do you think about the Chrono Trigger PlayStation 1 version? Like, what do you think? Not Chrono Trigger Part 2, because we all know that sucked. Well, it didn't suck.
It just wasn't as good as the original, but
Cyberpunk sucks.
Oh, man.
No, but Chrono Trigger Part 1 on the PlayStation. Double disc, yes.
That is cool.
Added anime. But it was completely different. It was a different game.
The only problem I had with that double disc thing is you often get scratches. And in the Super Nintendo, it was only a single cartridge. And so the double disc thing, if one of them scratches, your whole game is ruined.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one, Part 1 or Part 2, because you need both to complete the whole game. And they put it on disc just to make it that laser. They wanted to get that higher experience.
On your game. You know, like now all the Lennies are saying, don't blow on your game. Nah, we used to put
the Lennies were
rubbing
saying that black in the day.
Game.
Yeah, we did.
We used
on
to
a Q-tip.
And put rubbing alcohol and rub all the circuits with rubbing alcohol.
We were crazy like that. And then we'd use the other end of the Q-tip to dry it off. We thought that was some kind of technology, some kind of doctoring. You're doing surgery on your video game, and it wouldn't even work out right.
Now we know all you got to do is put your game into the system and let it warm up. That's the true solution. That's the truest solution that you could get.
They used to actually sell kits like that with some special like white. It looked like Elmer's glue, and you would put it, and they would have whole disc cleaning things, and even the ones for the cartridges. They used to sell that Elmer's glue looking stuff. It was like white, and then you'd scrub it on your disc.
It was
it worked the same as doing rubbing alcohol. Those guys probably went out of business.
Man, gaming in Michigan must suck.
Oh, man.
Your system must never work out there in Michigan.
That is true.
Gaming in Michigan. True. All you ladies out there in Michigan.
Hey, what's up, ladies?
What is gaming like in Michigan? Do your systems work? Do the circuits work? Is it too cold for games to operate correctly?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's pretty sad. You don't get enough heat to play anything. Either or system, PlayStation or Super Nintendo. So, it's pretty rough.
Pretty cool. All right, let's keep going with this.
I got Secret of Mana.
Ooh, that's a great one.
That's a great one.
That is a great one. I love that one. I got Suikoden on the PlayStation. Suikoden 2.
Very good one. Very good one.
Pretty much doomed to fail. It was released in the wake of Final Fantasy VIII.
I'm saying it was very good.
But it was great. Great RPG on PlayStation 1.
Shadowrun doesn't get enough. Nobody knows a lot about it. It's one of those ones that are kind of hidden. Not a lot of people really played it. And maybe because it sucks. But who knows? If you guys like Shadowrun, let us know what you think.
I got Final Fantasy IX. It was essential to Square's PS1 swan song. While the title's return to medieval fantasy style of classic Final Fantasy games highlights the studio's jovial mood, the fact is that many people wondered if Square could recover from the controversial Final Fantasy VIII and produce an RPG that effectively ended their unbelief run of hits in the style. But I like Final Fantasy VIII, so that's the weird thing.
We got Dragon Quest V. It was the first of the Dragon Quest series to be released on any of the systems. It was the first, of course, on Super Famicom and then Super Nintendo. Famicom is a Japanese version of Nintendo. We all know that. And it was a pretty good one. It got good reviews. It did good. It became successful. The first time they ever went 16-bit as well. So it got pretty successful. And they went on and made a lot more. So check that out too, if you can. That was Dragon Quest V.
We got Chrono Cross, which is the official Chrono Trigger sequel. Many people wanted Chrono Trigger, and it wasn't that, and so it upset people. However, the studio knew that it was a different game. They should have called it something else.
And another Square release, it's Star Ocean. Star Ocean was actually a big one too, in Japan and in America. Of course, it always comes later to America, but they did do a remake of it in 2022. I don't know, I think it's on the Nintendo Switch actually, the remake. So you could check out Star Ocean on the Nintendo Switch.
I think it is.
And so it's another Square classic.
I got The Vagrant Story. Vagrant Story was a cult classic about medieval times for PlayStation 1. My stepbrother had it. He used to try to make me play it, but the graphics, the 3D graphics for PlayStation were just too cheap for me to like really get involved with. So I never really played it, but I know it was a dope game. I also got Final Fantasy Tactics, which people forget about.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, that's a hidden one.
And then I also got Final Fantasy 7, baby. That's right.
7, I know. That's the big one.
That's right, Runner. What are you going to do? Oh, wait, you're
one.
the one who likes PlayStation.
I know.
Oh, shoot.
So I like that one, too. So that is a good one.
Dang. You tell us one.
Well, Gunner, all I can tell you is, I don't know about Final Fantasy 7. It's going to be hard to beat that one. But there's a weird game
I got Star
called
Ocean.
Robo Trek. Robo Trek was a crazy game.
Man.
Robo Trek, and it's another Square. Another one made by Square.
Wow, they were
You make
doing
robots and send them to fight for you. So that's what kind of role-playing game is. You create. It's
Super
one of the
cool.
first ones where you create your own robots,
like
and then
Elon Musk.
you're like the creator of your own world. So you create it. You
So
create
pretty
like
much
little Terminators,
You're Elon Musk,
and you send them on missions.
and you send robots to go fight humans.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
That's pretty
You
insane.
send them out into the world. It sounds cool. It's called Robo Tech.
I got
Trek.
Star Ocean, the second story on PlayStation,
Oh yeah, Star Ocean's a good one.
and also a game that people forget about, but I remember because I lived through it, called Xenogears.
Xenogears. Oh,
Xenogears
man, that's
was a
old
phony
one.
baloney game. It was pitched off the Final Fantasy VII mechanics, and there was times when you could tell this game was just trying too hard with their voiceovers and their cinematics. But all in all, the RPG elements were there, and it was an amazing game according to all the Lennies out there.
So what I'm learning from all these is a lot of them were made by Squaresoft. Like a lot. They made so many
They
of the
knew how to do
role-playing
it.
games. Like Romancing Saga 2.
They're like the Casanova
Romancing
of video
Saga
games.
1, 2. Yeah, they're big time. They made all these games.
RPGs or Super
lot of
Nintendo style
RPGs.
RPGs.
They made Mystery Dungeon 2. They made Shirin
Like
the
if they-
Wanderer.
If Square was
Mystery
Casanova,
Dungeon.
like you would keep them away from your consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were good. They were one of the best. So now that we know that, man,
I got
I would go get one. I gotta go grab myself one. Huh?
Valkyrie Profile. Lenny's out there. Do you remember Valkyrie Profile? All right, let's do speed rounds. Are you ready? Speed
All right.
rounds. Do. Hold on.
Ready?
Hey, Frank, put up a song.
Get something good, Frank.
Frankie, put
Come
down
on.
that blood.
Hey,
Put it down.
again, Frankie, come on. You got to be on your toes.
Come on, Frankie. Come on, Frankie.
Oh, here he comes. All right.
Right, speed round. Here we go. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is Runner's favorite game in the
Oh,
world.
I love that game. Eye of the Beholder.
Front Mission 3.
Illusion of Gargana.
Breath of Fire 3.
Way of the Ninja.
Wild Arms.
That's Secret of Mana 2. I think we said that one.
The
Secret of Evermore, then.
The Legend of Maroon. Oh, wait, no, I mean The Legend of Dragoon.
And we can't forget Super Ninja Boy.
Super Ninja Boy. All right, keep going. Dragon Quest 7.
The Black Gates.
Grandia.
Wizardry 5. Heart of the Melostome.
Runner's other favorite game, Parasite Eve.
Oh, that's a good one. Magic Knight. Ray Earth.
King's Field.
Let's see. Tales of Phantasm.
Legend of Mana was also on PlayStation.
Yeah. Treasure Hunter G.
Hey, Treasure Hunter Gunner.
Yep.
Vandal Hearts on the PS1.
Albert Odyssey.
Legend of Legaia.
The Ancient Magic series.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
Arabian Nights.
Mega Man Legends.
Oh,
Part 2.
That's a cool one. That is Lady Stalker Challenge from the Past. Lady
Mega
Stalker.
Man
Wait a
Legends.
minute.
Wait.
Doesn't that sound like a Lady
again?
Stalker Challenge from the Past?
Huh.
Doesn't that sound like every breath I take?
Sounds like Carly B.
Every move I... Okay. Well,
Kudalka. And
let's give him one more. Final.
give him one
The
final Super
final-
Nintendo one.
For the final one, I'm going to go to a big one. So everybody just be prepared. All right. Cover your children's ears and get ready because this is going to be a nasty one. But at the same time, a good one.
All right.
Good yet nasty.
Brave Fencer Musashi. Ladies out there, do you remember?
So it's called the Super Chinese World franchise.
Oh.
So I'm talking 1, 2,
What did you
3.
just say, Runner?
Super Chinese World franchise. Part 1,
Are you
2,
being
3.
Are you being tongue in cheeky, or is that really what it's called?
That's really what it's called, unless you want to play Zigzag Cat.
All right. Everybody,
That's another one. Yeah, Super
today's
Chinese World.
list of RPGs from PlayStation 1 were brought to you by Den of Geek.
Den of Geek.
That was the PlayStation 25 best PlayStation 1 RPGs ever by denofgeek.com.
Thank you, Den of Geek, and geek it up whenever you need to.
Geek it up. And the Super Nintendo
And
were provided by
Fandom.
Fandom
20.
and Google.
Fandom 20 and Google. So thank you, Fandom.
All
And
right, everybody. You know what time of season it is?
I think it's getting close to
It's Christmas.
sleigh bells,
Runner,
and snow, and ho ho ho.
WWE 2K24
Woo!
on disc, collector's edition, signed by Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. What kind of Christmas present would that be?
Oh man, I think some children would be dying, crying of happiness
Runner,
just to get
Runner
it.
can't play it though, because right now his PlayStation 4 disc is broken.
It is
The
broken.
disc tray is broken.
And why is it broken? Because
Lenny.
PlayStation will not fix it because their contract is only for 1 year and it breaks after exactly 366 days. Why? I could never figure it out myself. So what happens is after the 365th day, it's normal. Everything works perfectly. When it comes to the 366th day, the disc just automatically shuts down. I don't know if they put a timer. I don't know if they put some kind of gaming dynamite inside it.
It's
just to
Christmas, everybody. And we want to
Ignite
cheers
it.
you. We
Cheers.
love you. God bless you. It's the Lord's birthday.
It sure is.
Be thankful. Be merry. Have a good time. Forgive one another. Have forgiveness in your heart. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Right?
Everything-
Forget
yep.
about it.
Or as we say, water
Forget
under
about
the
it.
bridge.
Water under the bridge.
There it is. It's just
Twice.
water under the bridge times 2.
Yeah, times 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
So it's time for forgiveness, forgetness. And you know what? Why don't you just call up your enemy and say, Merry Christmas, enemy?
yeah.
Just let them know. Let them know that Jesus exists in all of us. And if that happens, then we could all live in happiness. And Christmas could be every day if you feel it in your heart. So everybody, enjoy this beautiful holiday
like it.
season. Let the
Forget
snow
about it.
fall and let the love spread this Christmas year.
All right, everybody. We are going to take a quick commercial
A
break.
very slim,
But actually, it's not really a commercial
very
break.
slim daddy.
We're gonna
Slim fast.
we're gonna tell you a story. We're gonna do a little skit with Otani, and then Otani and his father and his grandfather. It's super funny. I mean, it is super funny, but you Lenny's don't really get jokes
Yeah.
that aren't on Family Guy or Rick and Morty. But we're telling you that we have our own sense of humor,
That's right.
and we provide funny stories and funny entertainment at a much quicker rate, which is harder
Yeah.
to understand.
If your
back in
brain's kind of
frequency,
soft. So
Yeah.
you're for you soft-headed people, remember to open up your minds and your brains and your hearts all at the same time, and you might understand what this skit that's coming up is about.
Yeah. All right. So everybody, just
Sit back, relax, and have a sip, and we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
But it's not really a commercial break. It's a skit.
Okay, hold on. Let's
Otani.
do that again. We'll be
After
right back. These
skits
skits
of Otani.
Otani.
Monday morning
Thank you, Father, for bringing me here to Saki Ravine. But why have you brought me here, Father? What is the reason? So I can enjoy the ocean breeze?
Yes, son.
All right,
You are so wise.
I shall.
And you know that I have brought you here with some ulterior motives.
Oh?
Yes, son. It has become time in your life where a father must give to his son a treasure from his world.
A treasure? You speak of a treasure, Father? What treasure you speak of?
Yes, my son.
Father.
But this treasure is more precious than gold and rubies and diamonds. This treasure is more precious than preciousness.
Oh, wow. It's like life itself. Should grandfather be here for this special moment? Will you hand me this gold?
Your excitement, my son.
Oh, very,
thrills me.
very, very much.
But I am telling you that you have come to an age where great responsibility has been put on you. And here I brought you to Saki Ravine as a symbol for your life unto others.
Wow, Father.
In sacrament to your own desires, but to be the truest legend of them all.
So as I shall.
What the heck?
What
the heck is going on around here?
Grandfather.
I was just over there in that bush taking a whiz, and I hear all this gutter that you're putting into my boy's ears.
Father is trying to explain the gift that he is about to
don't
enter me
you
into
listen
a new...
to that old Tiny. You just give him the glove, give him the special golden glove, and so he can win the
golden
World
glove.
Series already. Jeez.
Oh, Father.
Come on, hey, where's my crack?
The glove. For it does not fit my small hand yet,
Father,
but I could feel the power.
has
I
run
can
with
feel the
surprise.
power.
Sorry for grandfather, Otani. But Father
I shall win. I can feel the power.
has gifted you with the greatest mitt of all, and it is the golden glove that you need. So now you must go to the Americas and go to California.
I shall wear this every day when I win the World Series of California.
Why don't you guys just hug and kiss already? Because you're getting way too moppy for me. Why don't you mop yourself up and give myself a sake bomb? Come on, Otani. Next one's on you.
I want to play catch.
Monday morning cracks. All right, all you crackers
So let's
out there.
wrap it up.
We
Everybody,
want you to know
this
that
is
this
it.
is the series called PlayStation 1
Versus Super Nintendo.
Yep, that again is PlayStation 1
Versus SNES.
Super Nintendo. What is better? I don't know, Lenny's. We mentioned a lot of RPGs, so you go ahead and decide
You
in
can
your
choose
heart
on your own.
What RPG is better? What
Which one did
RPG
you
has
like
better
more?
graphics, better sound, better story, better movement? Because I've noticed a lot of times that movement in the PlayStation games is way faster and clickier than the smooth dexterity and the smoothness of Super Nintendo. Everybody, we're gonna keep on talking about this. We need to keep on talking about this.
Yeah, we got to keep
So
going
next
with
week
it.
we're gonna be talking about RPGs again.
And our picks. So we're going to give you the final episode of the RPGs.
Yep.
And so next week,
picks.
stay tuned for that, and you're
And
going to
then-
get our picks, you're going to get our personal picks, our personal favorites, and which system we prefer of RPGs to play on.
Yep, and then also we're going to be telling you about when these two consoles crashed. The difference between Super Nintendo crashing and
PlayStation crashing. But now, we got to get to the best part of the show.
the best part of the show?
The greatest part of the show.
Greatest part of the show.
That we love to call
V. Two-minute rundown.
in bold projectives, Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, Arizona State, headed for 12-team college playoffs. It's going to be amazing for the first time. They got a huge 12-team college playoffs, which is a whole different thing. Because before, it used to be only 4 teams could go and the top 2 teams would go. So they got a whole playoff thing going just like the NFL. So they're trying to copy them. The Giants and Adams agree to a 7-year deal worth so much money, astronomical amounts. And he's going to freaking do it. And so, everything else that's going on, Ohtani's got the contract extension that he wanted, and it's still going to be millions of dollars. Duke Hands with the freaking... oh, hold on. Oh, shit. Let's do it again.
Keep going. We can't go again. It's a 2-minute rundown.
I said Duke Hands. Well, Duke Hands was the guy who got hired by the Giants to be a bench coach, so he doesn't really matter. That's why I didn't want to say much about him. But what is going on is Harden is still one of the best players in the NBA, still getting a lot of time and a lot of money.
What about LeBron James and his son?
LeBron James' son is on the B League, which means it's pretty much the minor league team of basketball. But LeBron James, at his old age, is still averaging over 23 points a game and doing lots of assists, lots of rebounds. Anthony Davis is there. The Lakers are kind of struggling. The Clippers are really struggling. But it's going to be a good season. We're still going to do it.
Golf. Isn't golf going down?
And golf world.
My prediction is I predict this. Quote me. LeBron James' son is going to beat Michael Jordan's record.
In golf. So that's what's going on in the world of golf. And yeah, it's pretty insane. Number 1 Candace was upset by Creighton in the NCAA men's basketball. Creighton, number 1, upset. So now, number 2 Auburn is also, oh, wait a minute, Duke be number 2. What is going on in basketball? College, all kinds of mix-ups, all kinds of upsets. Money is getting lost. But what's going on in the world of video games, Gunner?
Well, I'll tell you, Sonic X and Shadow Generations is $30 right now. Astrobot is $50 right now, down from $60. And the games we were talking about on PlayStation 1, the RPGs, Suikoden number 1 and number 2 are out for the PlayStation 5 right now.
HD remastered.
Super remasters. Go ahead and check that out. We were just talking about it, weren't we? This is the Runner Gunner Video Game Podcast. This is the podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast that you listen to.
That you need to get your morning going.
Our opinions. You cherish our mentalities. And so we are a particular kind of podcast that is made for you. And I want to tell you that no podcast is quite like ours because we do things differently. You know why?
We sure do.
Because we have different thoughts. We have different jokes. But just because we're not Rick and Morty, that doesn't mean we're not funny. Because we're still funny. Just go ahead and listen to the show again because our jokes are still good. Our reviews are great. We're telling you the truth. Everybody, this is the podcast.
So everybody out there, we want you guys to have a beautiful Monday morning and drive safely to wherever your destination is. Drink all your coffee. Have a great day. Eat your bananas. Eat your oatmeals and your cereals. And don't forget that if you could have a great Monday, then you could have a great life.
Cheers, Runner.
Cheers, Gunner.
And we'll be back next week. PlayStation versus Super Nintendo continues. The Runner and Gunner Video Game Podcast. Brought to you live in HD.
Every Monday morning.